guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building something that's actually been on my to-do list for a long time by now. I think I've postponed this build maybe like 3 or 4 times. So I've had it down in my planner every week for the last 4 weeks, but I just kept on postponing it. So I sat down yesterday and I was like, this is time. It's time to build a, what's it called? Mid-century modern house for a pair of grandparents. It's time. So I did it. And this is what it looks like. I hope you guys will like it. I'm not the biggest fan of building mid-century modern houses because unless they're tiny houses, I do like mid-century modern tiny houses, but my biggest issue with them is that they're always one floor. And I personally just feel like you can do a lot more with the shape of a house. Also, sorry that I just skipped past some of the footage here. Apparently I wasn't recording. But anyways, I feel like you can do a lot more with the shape of a house if it has 2 floors rather than just one. I know that sounds stupid because you can do a lot with mid-century modern houses, but it's how I feel. I can't change it. It is what it is, so that's basically how I feel about them. But I know that a lot of you guys do like them, and it also gives me an excuse to just go crazy with the Get Famous and bowling stuff, or bowling night stuff, I should say, and also tiny living stuff as well, because I love mid-century modern interior. It's very Scandinavian. I love Scandinavian interior design as well, obviously being Danish. Anyways, my apartment is very mid-century modern mixed with a little bit of industrial, and my headphones are telling me that I need to charge them. We don't have time for this right now, headphones. Please stop it. So yeah, I basically used this as an excuse to just go a little bit crazy with the mid-century modern stuff that we have, but I hope you guys will like it anyways. Also, I know that a lot of you guys I'm not the only one who loves this interior style, so I'm still hoping that some of you guys will like it, but we'll see. Anyways, so it is for 2 grandparents, and then I also put in a room for a pair of teen twins. You could easily convert it into a children's room instead. I kind of figured that either they're raising their grandchildren, so a pair of twins, or maybe they just have this room as maybe their grandchildren just like to visit them quite often and go live with them now and then. Maybe they have a really nice relationship like that. So it was either one of those two possibilities. I don't know, one of those 2 options. But there is a room for two teens in here. They have to share a room because the house is actually not big enough for me to make 2, unless I was gonna make very, very small rooms, but that's not what I was going for with this layout. Because as well, I feel like often with mid-century modern houses, at least here in Denmark, they turn out to be very open floor planned. So you might have the dining room and the kitchen in the same room, and then sometimes you might actually also have the living room in the same, or the living area in the same room as both the kitchen and the dining area. At least a lot of summer residential homes here in Denmark are mid-century modern homes, and they tend to be very open planned. And then also a lot of newer apartments accounts for those too. Those are not mid-century modern, but I don't know, we're talking about open plan interiors now. Anyways, but then also sometimes the living room is closed off. It was like that in my aunt's house. They still live in that house. Yeah. Anyways, that's not important either. But it's either fully open or almost fully open. So kitchen and dining room is very often in the same room. So I don't know what it's like in other countries, but that's what it's like with mid-century modern houses here. So that's what I'm basing it on. And also not the living rooms. Too many rooms all of a sudden. What's going on? Anyways, the 2 bedrooms are also quite open, so they're very spacious and quite breathy, I want to say. It's not too crammed in there, so I kind of wanted to stick to those rules. So that's what we're doing today. So today is actually quite nice here in Denmark. I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update on our heat wave, which feels like it's kind of calming down a little bit. So it's still warmer than it's supposed to be during summer here. Whatever. But it's been raining today, so I've actually managed to somewhat cool down both my office and my living room, so it's bearable. I'm even wearing tights today, which is a miracle. I miss having tights on. So yeah, that's been great. And then I went for a 45-minute walk just to show you guys like my dedication. I went for a 45-minute walk, 22 minutes both ways, to pick up a burrito, and then I ate it in like 5 minutes. But I was really dedicated to that burrito. Like, I really, really wanted that burrito. So I fully enjoyed it though. Like, I was just very hungry. But that's basically been my day. Nothing exciting there except from, you know, I got my first burrito in like 4 years or something, 5 years maybe. It was delicious. I'm happy that they asked if I wanted. So did you get, just to fit, like, I'm not done with that thought, but just as a like a quick, like, I don't know what that's called. Anyways, I'm just gonna ask a question. Okay, so it's either called coriander or cilantro. I'm not sure which one. It depends on where you're from, I think. Anyways, but do you guys like it or do you not like it? Because I've heard that there's no in between. Like, either you like it or like you can eat it or you just cannot eat it. I'm one of those people that really can't because I get a headache and I just, the whole like, I can't explain how it makes me feel. Like, it just makes it's not good. It's nothing good comes from nothing good comes from cilantro or coriander, whatever. So let me know, like, is that a thing? Like, have you heard about that? Apparently it's supposed to be genetic, which that's weird. I don't know how that works, but I've read it somewhere that it's supposed to be genetic. My mom feels the same way about cilantro as I do. So I don't know, let me know. I'm kind of curious. But they asked me down there at the burrito shop. It's not called a burrito shop. It's like Mexican food store or place that you can order food from. Anyways, they asked me if I wanted that spice, that specific spice in my burrito, and of course I said no, but I'm so thankful that they actually asked. Otherwise, I would have gone all the way home after walking there, you know, a 45-minute walk and then not been able to eat this burrito. So I'm really happy that they actually asked. But is that a thing where you're from too? I know that in some cultures they use a lot of it, and I'm not usually one who's afraid of spices. I like spicy food as well, but I just cannot deal with cilantro. I don't know what it is. I just cannot deal with it. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Let me know. Anyways, but that was my burrito talk. You know, we've kind of gone over the ramen talk a couple of times. I felt like it was time to just switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about burritos instead. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't know, whatever, moving on. So this is what the kitchen, okay, now we moved on to the living room. But as you can probably like tell from the kitchen and the dining area, I was set on making this house very colorful. So not the walls, but the furniture itself. Because I feel like these grandparents are quite fun when it comes to that sort of thing. They've probably had their furniture for a while now, even though a lot of it does look newer, like newer mid-century modern, but I feel like they've had it for a while, so just pretend. But I do love how, like, it's so colorful in here. I think it suits them very well, so both with the kitchen, where I ended up using the parenthood counters, but that's what I often do with mid-century modern houses. But that's mainly because both the fridge and also the stove that suit those counters, especially the fridge, because it has like this frame around the fridge that suits the counters perfectly, and there's no gap in between the counters and the fridge. I love that. So I use those quite often in mid-century modern houses because they're retro, and that suits mid-century modern interior perfectly. So I go for those quite often, but they are super colorful in there. I went for the red swatches, and then for the dining area, I was sort of discussing or debating if I wanted to make it orange or blue, but I ended up making it blue mainly, and then with a little bit of orange or orangey kind of yellow in the rug. I also went for an older computer over here because I figured that would just sort of make sense. It kind of reminded me of my grandma. She always had this like super old, she had this super old computer, right? So my gaming history, let's put it like that, started with my grandma's computer, basically. It started with us playing Pac-Man. I think we had one at my dad's as well, but I don't remember which one came first, my grandma's or my dad's computer. But they were super old, like really old. So we played a lot of Pac-Man, and then eventually I started watching my sister play Doom as well. And I spend hours and hours watching my sister play Doom. I thought she actually enjoyed it until earlier this year. She told my brother and myself that she didn't actually like the game. She just played it because we insisted on watching her play it because we didn't dare play it ourselves. We were young, like very, very young. And I'm talking about the first Doom, by the way. And then later on, we got an upgraded computer at my dad's, so we could even play actual games. I don't know how to explain that, but like Pac-Man is very 2D, and I suppose the other ones that we were playing were 2D as well. But they just looked like there was a little bit more going on in those games compared to Pac-Man. No disrespect towards Pac-Man, because that is quite a good game. Like, it was ahead of its time. I don't know how to explain that or how to say that, but it was a pretty good game for back then. And then I remember recently talking to my dad about this as well. I know that I'm just like talking over the grandparents' bedroom right now, but I had a thought. I just need to finish it. So I recently talked to my dad as well. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it's not that long ago. And basically the first like console that we got was an Xbox, the first one, the first edition. And it's currently in my dad's summer house, so my grandma's old summer house. It's a very, very small little cottage. I've posted a picture of it on Instagram at some point in my story, not on my feed, so you probably can't find it anymore, but it's very small, like very teeny tiny. But the Xbox is still it's still there. And the last time I visited, we actually got it to work. And I swear, this console is like 20 years old or something like that. But he was basically he was like a single dad at the times because my parents were divorced, and he was telling me that he was so proud because he managed to save up to buy us this Xbox, and he was so happy when he carried it home for us. And I'm just like, aw, he never told me that. So I thought that was quite cute. And yeah, I can just imagine him going to the store. Like, he's not a gamer in any way himself whatsoever. He does not know how to play anything. Like, I'm just gonna, and like at all. He's never been into gaming whatsoever. But I can just imagine him going to the store, paying for this Xbox, and then just being happy all the way home, carrying this home to me and my brother, and I think my sister at the time too. I don't think she'd moved out at that time. But I don't know, it just makes me kind of happy. And then my mom also got us a PlayStation, of course, because if we had something at my dad's, we needed something at my mom's too. But that was really good too. The first PlayStation, I played so much Spyro on that. Oh my gosh, is that what you say now? And also Crash Bandicoot, like crazy amounts of Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. But anyways, that's all the thoughts I got from that retro or older looking computer that the grandparents have in their, living room. So yeah, lots of gaming history here in the family, especially with me and my brother, I think. My sister played a lot of Splinter Cell as well. I don't know how to make that work. Like, I could not figure it out at all. Like, it's just no. But I think I was also young, and at the time I didn't know English, so that probably didn't help. Anyways, I think I know this is the teen's bedroom. I think we're almost done with it. I kind of went for blue and I want to say kind of like an aqua, almost minty kind of color in there. It might just be my reshade that's mixing it up a little bit, so it's probably mint and then blue. Not a typical kind of color scheme, but I just felt like trying out something different. So I also firstly I tried to make it all like very white, and then I was like, that doesn't really fit with the rest of the house. So I went back and changed the wood colors just a little bit so they fit with the rest of the house. And then of course the bathroom is super small because I do not care for bathrooms. I just don't care about them at all. So it's functional though. It should be good enough for gameplay, like no issues there. I just don't really feel like decorating bathrooms most of the time, like properly decorate them. So, but they had the same kind of tiles in there as they do in the kitchen, so they should fit together as well. And then the garage, usually I actually turn the garages into something else. So that could be a living room or another bedroom. Maybe even put a bathroom where the garage door windows are instead. But today I actually decided to turn it into a proper garage. So I put a lot of skill leveling items in there. They have a woodworking table, also the pumpkin carving station, I think. There's another one in there. I think it's for candle making as well. I just thought it would be fun for them to have a couple more skill leveling items in this house. Also, I kind of figured that maybe one of the grandparents was kind of into woodworking or something like that. Maybe the other one is into something like flower arrangements or, oh wait, no, we don't have that in this house, I don't think. I did put in a beekeeping house though, so they could be into like keeping bees. It's just put it like that. And then of course I also gave them a small gardening area with some plant pots out here in the backyard as well. So they have a fair amount of skill leveling items throughout the house, I think. There's also a piano, or not a piano, a keyboard in the twins' bedroom as well. And then, of course, if you're lacking anything, you can either fit it into the garage. You can take out the debug car and then just put in more stuff in there if you want, like, we miss pool tables in The Sims. I just realized, because I was like, you could put a pool table in there, but we don't have any. We have the foosball tables. I really want a pool table though. Like that would be great. Could you imagine making like a pool bar sort of situation? I would love that. Not for me personally, because I don't like to build community lots, but I'd love to see someone else build it. That would be great. Or you could possibly turn the garage into like a home bar, maybe even put some disco lights in there. Maybe the grandparents are secretly into partying all night or something. So you could do a lot of things with that garage, but I just decided to put some more skill leveling items in there. So other than that, but yeah, just to finish a thought, you can, if you're lacking anything, you can fit them into the garage, but you can also just skill level through bookcases, and there should be a couple of those scattered throughout the house, or at least one. Did I only put one in the house? Whatever. There should be some bookcases, and you can always have your Sims read books to level up skills if they're lacking something. Even though I know that sometimes I don't play the game a lot anymore, but I remember when I did, and I would be lacking some skill leveling items and use the books instead, they stopped reading every 2 minutes, and it's just so annoying. You have all your needs up. All you need to do is sit down and read, and then they just don't want to, and I don't get it. But you can't do that. You just have to keep an eye on your Sims. So I also decided to give them an outdoors kitchen because I figured them living in Oasis Springs, they would have really nice weather quite often. And I think it would be nice for them to maybe invite the family over now and then and eat outside in the sun or something and just chill together. So I gave them the outdoors kitchen so that they could do that. They also have a nice big grill out here, barbecue, and for me it's a very nice kitchen. I wouldn't mind having something like this, even though right now I don't think I'd be inviting people over anyways. But I don't know, if I had a house and the weather was nice but not heat wave nice, just nice, I'd probably be okay inviting people over for grilling now and then. I actually love grill food, which is why part of the reason why I often include grills in my builds. I just did that almost rhyme. I feel like it did. Anyways, I just love grill food. So it's very cozy, even though everything smells afterwards. It's just cozy, reminds me of late summer, and it's just nice. But anyways, that's about all I got for you guys today. So I hope you guys like this house. If you did, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye! When I'm with you. Like never-ending sunshine. Feels like everything stops for a while when we look into each other's eyes. How could I ever let you go now when you're looking like that? Can't get enough of this. Being with you is a never-ending sunshine.
what to do, 'cause my heart starts racing when I'm with you.